Hello there my magical star beings, this is Psychic Siren Tarot and welcome to the channel. In today's reading we're going to be taking a look at what's the most recent conversation someone had about you. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with the psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable. Phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no-risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that'd be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals, but that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile 1 we have Specular Hematite with the 3 of Wands. For pile 2 we have Yellow Calcite with the 6 of Wands, and for pile 3 we have Strawberry Obsidian with the Justice card. So take a look at the piles we have, see which one you're most drawn to, and that one will be your pile for today. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. So once you're done picking a pile, you can find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose the Specular Hematite crystal and the 3 of Wands card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the most recent conversation someone had about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest. In today's reading, we're basically going to mostly focus on this conversation they had, but I'm also going to mention who was speaking about you, who they spoke about you to, why they said it, some zodiac signs and initials as well. So if you want to hear all that information and tea, make sure you stay till the end to not miss any of it. So let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. So spirit guides of pile 1, please tap me into the energy of the person that has spoken about pile 1 recently, the person that had this most recent conversation about pile 1. And please show me what this person basically said about pile 1 in this recent conversation. So we have the 8 of Swords showing up reverse. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Death card. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the 5 of Cups, with the Queen of Swords at the back of the deck. So as I tap in clairvoyantly, I see this person patting the chair. Well, not the chair, they're like sitting on some kind of couch, and they're patting the chair next to them and being like, come sit, we need to talk about something. And the vibe seems kind of serious from what I can see so far tapping in. Let me see what else I can get. So I do pick up that this person is watching you, not out of a negative place or negative intention, but watching you to protect you in some way. It feels like this person's very protective over you, but sometimes they don't realize, because they're so protective over you, it may sometimes hurt you, because you may feel like, okay, I can take care of myself, I can make my own decisions, like, you don't have to do that for me. So you might have that kind of dynamic with this person where they're always like, not necessarily mothering you, but like acting like a parent to you, even though they're not a parent, like watching over your every decision and move, almost being overly protective in that sense. I do feel a friendship energy, or a sister or a brother or something like that in terms of who's speaking about you. Definitely platonic, or a sibling, or something like that. Okay, so what I'm seeing in my mind's eye kind of confirms what I felt intuitively when I first started pulling your cards. Because when I was pulling your cards, I saw this vision of Charmed. And basically in the original Charmed series from like, I think it was like 1999, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But like the OG Charmed series had Phoebe, Piper, Prue, all of them. And basically when Phoebe started dating this guy named Cole, basically he was like a demon, and she started dating him because they're all like witches for context. And the sisters weren't very fond of him for maybe some good reason, like they were protective over her, and they weren't very fond of him, and they were maybe like trying to prevent her from getting hurt, having conversations with her like, I don't think you should be with this guy. So this could be about a relationship, but it doesn't have to be. But since I saw that vision, it's making me think that this person is almost talking about something going on in your life where they are almost like overprotective about that. It could be a relationship, it could be a decision you're making that they don't agree with. Either way, it feels like this person believes that you should be doing something different, and that whatever you want here with the 9 of Cups is not going to come true. Not because, I'm not saying it's not going to come true, but they believe it's not going to come true, or they just don't see it happening. So, for example, let's say you want to take a job overseas, and this person just doesn't see it happening for you. Maybe they're overprotective in the sense where they don't want you to be away from home. They like don't see you maybe being in another country, but that's your decision. Do you get what I mean? Or let's say you're in a relationship and this person just doesn't see it working out. They see it ending. And maybe they want to tell you these things, and they're kind of talking to the other person saying like, how do I say this to pal 1? Because I don't want to hurt their feelings, but at the same time, maybe I just don't believe this is going to work out. So there's that kind of vibe coming through from their conversation. Take it how it resonates to you, if it does resonate. Like I said, it could be about a decision you're making. It could be about a relationship, a job you have. Whatever it is, they believe you should change your outlook on the situation, and they believe that it's only going to end in disappointment. And when they're talking to the other person, it's almost like they're venting to that person, being like, yeah, like they're making plans towards this, but I just feel in my gut like it's not the right decision, or it's not the right move, or I just feel in my gut it's not the right relationship or not the right job. I don't want them to get hurt. But it's coming from, again, like this overprotective place where it's also not their place to say these things, because it's like, yes, they can be overprotective in that sense, and yes, they can watch out for you, but they should address this with you, not with other people, because this seems to be a personal matter. And yes, they might come from good intentions, but even if you are perhaps, like, for example, in the wrong relationship, according to their opinion, they need to speak about that with you, not this other person. So that's kind of what's confusing me here. So I don't think this person's gossiping. Like I said, I think this person has good intentions, but it's almost like when they're talking to this other person, it's almost like this vibe of not necessarily pitying you, but it kind of feels a little bit condescending in a way. But I don't think they mean to come across that way. So this person seems to be bringing up how you seem to be in your own world, maybe even leveling up spiritually or emotionally, but you're also just hard to read right now. They may have mentioned also a past connection of yours. So they're basically talking about your plans here, what you're planning to do next. They're talking about what you wish to do here, but they just don't see it working out, and they think that you should change your course of action to prevent getting disappointed. That's basically the storyline I see here. Is there anything else that's being said here, Spirit? I'm seeing an intervention. It's almost like this person is speaking. I feel like they're speaking to a close friend of theirs, or someone that's also in your friend group, someone that you know. And I feel like they're saying to this person, I feel like we should have a conversation with Pal 1 together. Like, not just me alone. I feel like we should all tell Pal 1 how we feel about the situation, how we think they shouldn't do this, how we think they should change course of action, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what is coming through in the energy. The problem I have with this is, like I said, this person, they're almost coming across in a way when they speak about you as if they're too cool. I don't know if cool is the right word to use, but like Spirit showing it to me like this, as if they're too cool or too smart to never make any mistakes in their life or never make any bad decisions. But then they're almost like looking at you with a judgmental energy. But like I said, it's not like them intentionally trying to be harsh or rude behind your back, but it comes across as a little bit judgmental. And yes, they can look out for you, but the way they're speaking about you comes across as a little bit judgmental, even if that's not their intention. Does that make sense? So yeah, let me know what you think of this down in the comments below. For some reason, I keep getting calls and messages. Maybe this person wants to message you or reach out to you and talk about this with you. Clear the air. So they want to confront you about the situation because they feel like they still care, but they feel conflicted. They don't know if you will take it in the wrong way. They don't know how you will take them saying this. They're feeling a little bit insecure about how you may react to this, which is why they're talking about this to the other person. I hear, am I wrong for feeling this way? So they're questioning if they're wrong for feeling this way. So whoever they're going to, this is someone they turn to for heart-to-heart conversations. And like I said, this seems to be someone they're very close to, seems to be someone you're close to as well. This listener seems intuitive and grounded, and this person that's speaking about you either feels a little bit older than you, like maybe a few years older than you, or they feel like some kind of earth sign energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. That's what I'm feeling. Doesn't have to be, but it can be extra confirmation for someone here. They could have had a rough past, but cleaned up their life in some way. For some of you, they could be very physically attractive in some way, considered like hot in like society standards of beauty. They could also be the type of person that like cooks for you a lot, does things like that for you a lot, always makes sure that you have everything. Like, let's say you forget your keys at home, they're the ones packing it. So they might be that friend that is like always prepared. They seem very mature, like in mindset, but they can be a little bit closed-minded as well. Not very open-minded. This person does want you to win in life and does celebrate your successes, but it seems like they're concerned about whatever this is. They want to support you. They don't want it to look like they're not supportive, but at the same time, they're concerned about something here. I'm also getting Sagittarius Sun, Gemini Moon, Leo Venus. This could be your sign, their sign, just extra confirmation. And if it doesn't resonate but the rest resonated, then that's okay. This person could also do blow waves to their hair, like what is that called? When someone like blow dries their hair, a blowout. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Maybe they have like that type of hairstyle a lot of the time. I am seeing brown hair, like medium length hair for some of you. And I do get that this person is very responsible, but they can almost be, I'm hearing the phrase helicopter mom. I don't know what that even means. I've heard of that phrase before, but let me see. So it's a parent that's excessively involved in their child's life, often to the point of being overprotective and controlling. So for some of you, this is a parent or a family member. They could be like very neat, organized. They care a lot about material aspects of life. That's what I see about their personality. And they could have grown up like in a very strict household or family, very sheltered. That's what I see in my mind's eye. And they're also a very practical person. Like, even when it comes to beauty, if this is a woman, which I feel mostly feminine energy, like she could keep her nails short so that it's practical for her. You know, like I'm seeing that type of energy with this person. Now, for initials, I'm getting the initial M, T, P, S. So PS, they might send you a letter or some kind of communication soon, or text. They could like to keep their lashes short as well, like not the type to get like long lashes. Like I said, very practical even with their beauty regime. They could also like the outdoors. Safety and security comes first for this person. They could be married or be the type of person that like really wants to get married. That's what I see in my mind's eye. And they could have almond looking eyes or rounder almond eyes. That's what I see in my mind's eye too. I'm also getting the initial V, C, and E. So that is all I have for you, Pal 1. I hope that this reading was informative enough. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. Did you figure out who this person is? So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Pal 2. If you chose the yellow calcite crystal and the 6 of wands, and this is your reading, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent conversation someone had about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. How this reading is going to work is we're mostly going to take a look at what they've said, who the speaker is, who they said it to, why they said it, and then we will also take a look at zodiac signs and initials for extra confirmation. So if you want to hear all that tea, make sure you stay till the end. So let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So Spirit Guides of Pile 2, please tap me into the energy of the person that is talking about Pile 2 most recently, or has been talking about Pile 2 most recently. Show me the conversation this person had about Pile 2 recently. What was this conversation about? I'm hearing mutual friend, so for some of you this could be a mutual friend, or they could have spoken to a mutual friend. So we have the 9 of Pentacles showing up reverse. We have the Queen of Swords showing up reverse. So what I intuitively feel from this Queen of Swords reverse, whatever they're saying, they will never say it to your face. They're like too cowardly to say it to your face. So they're saying it behind your back. Page of Cups, the Star, and the Six of Cups reverse. So this seems to be someone you have some kind of history with the Six of Cups reverse. Could even be someone from your past, like an ex-friend, an ex-lover. Although I'm not seeing like any lover energy here, the Ace of Wands is at the back of the deck. So some of you could have had like a sexual connection with this person or some kind of chemistry. Maybe if you dated this person, it wasn't like serious, but maybe there was like some kind of passion or chemistry there. Or maybe this was like a friend where you just had like so much fun around them all the time, and there was like so much excitement and passion in your friendship. So take it as it resonates, but this seems to be someone from your past or someone you have history with and you've known for a long time. Okay, I will see later on what else I get about this person, but let's talk about what they said here. So I see this person saying that you're shining and that they notice you're shining. Maybe they notice where you're getting recognition or attention, and they are saying that you deserve that recognition and attention. However, there's something about them feeling as though they lack some kind of independence within their own life. And there could be some kind of self-comparison here. Like, I see the conversation going like, yes, I know they deserve this success and this attention. If it's not success, it's attention or recognition, or you just like glowing, maybe having a glow up, whatever it is. It seems like to this person you're doing well and they're saying you deserve that, but then they also seem to be comparing themselves and being like, oh, you know, I'm not really doing well in my life. I don't have independence. I don't have financial independence. Like, things are not going well for me, and I can't help but compare myself to this person even though I want to be happy for them. That's kind of the vibe coming through here in the conversation. So like I said, this could be about you going through a glow up, you finding some kind of level of success within your career, mastering some kind of talent or skill. They could be talking about a talent you have. Whatever it is, it seems like you're glowing, you're doing well. And like I said, this person doesn't feel like they're doing well like you. I don't see envy from this person per se, at least not right now. If I do see it, I'll mention it, but I mostly just see some self-comparison here. It seems like this person made some kind of promise to you and they regret not fulfilling that promise. It seems as though this person was very impulsive and reckless when you had a relationship with them, whether that was platonic, romantic, whatever. It seems like they just let a lot of their impulsive and reckless behaviors run the show in some way, and that could have created some kind of drift between the two of you. If you're not like in no contact with this person, maybe there's like this distance between the two of you where you're not as close as you used to be. This person's not the most consistent person. They could be emotionally mature. They could be younger than you. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'll get more signs just now, but that's what I feel right off the bat. There's like a lot of curiosity and regret here. They're wondering what you're thinking of them. I see them talking to somebody you know and saying, do they ever speak about me? So that's coming through. That's what I heard. They're speaking to different people about you. Like up to 3, 4, 5 different people. It seems like this person was tending to the garden of your relationship metaphorically, but it's almost like they saw something better, not something better as in better than you, but like in their head, it's almost like the grass was green on the other side, if that makes sense. And I don't know if they went to another person and started hanging out with that person more than you and that hurt your feelings, or what this was. Like, let's say this was a relationship or it was a situationship and it was romantic, and maybe this person saw someone else and ghosted you to go talk to that person, then realized actually the grass isn't greener on the other side. Or let's say this was a friendship and they started hanging out with a new friend more than you and it hurt you. I'm picking up on a vibe like that, okay? So they're talking about their regrets here. It's really consuming them, I'm hearing. I'm also hearing justifying their wrongdoings. It seems like this person It's showing up as a type of person that can be very irresponsible. And it's almost like I get a very frugal energy from them. I don't know how to word this energy I'm feeling, but it's almost like it's like a desperation from them. Like whenever something good comes along, they have to snatch it up for themselves first, like a desperation. So let's say an opportunity comes around, they're going to be the first to snatch it up and not give anybody else a chance to. Let's say they see someone they like, they're going to snatch that person up first before anybody else gets a chance to. It doesn't have to be like that specifically, but that's the energy I feel. Kind of like even an energy of I'm trying to find the right word. You know, that type of person that will do something that would be considered a betrayal to someone close to them, only to get themselves to the top. I hope I'm describing it correctly, but that's what I feel. And it's almost like they're justifying their actions. They know that they did something wrong, but they're like, oh, it was such a small thing, they'll get over it. But then at the same time, there's like a regret here when they speak about you. Yeah, I get a very immature, young energy from them. So if they're not young, they could act like a child even though they're an adult. This is someone like very free-spirited, very rebellious. You can't tie them down. You know, my perception is there are some people that are free-spirited that can still be responsible, and then there are some people that are free-spirited where they just like run away from all their problems. This is that second type of person. Like, this person never takes accountability for anything they've done, and you possibly just got tired of that. They also tend to get very distracted easily. And it seems like this person has done more behind your back, but they've gotten rid of evidence. They're scared that you find out. I'm seeing someone like burn evidence, which doesn't have to be so serious, but it's just a metaphor to me. So like, let's say you were dating this person and maybe they were speaking to other people. Maybe they hid that evidence, deleted the text messages, hoping you never found out. Something like that could be coming through. Take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be like that specifically. But that is an example I'm getting. This person's saying to others that they miss you, that they want your friendship or your relationship back. But I don't think they've actually grown to a point where they can understand why there's this separation or distance between the two of you. Like, yes, they understand that they did something wrong, but they keep justifying their wrongdoings. They're not fully ready to take responsibility for their own actions. They keep like using excuses like, oh, this was so small, it wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, that kind of energy is coming through. Yeah, they can be like impulsive in a way where it creates destruction and chaos around them. And perhaps you just didn't want to be involved in that anymore because it affected you negatively, constantly being in drama with them. And they're the ones that create the drama and they don't even realize that. They could also have an explosive side to them when it comes to their emotions. Like, they don't speak about things, but then they just explode on people out of nowhere. I'm seeing DNA strands, so for some of you, this could be a family member that you maybe like are distancing yourself from or gone no contact with, or they could be speaking to a family member. Something could have happened like between you and them around COVID time, because I'm seeing masks, like, you know, when it was COVID and we were all wearing masks, I'm seeing that. So like maybe around 2020, 2021, something big could have happened between the two of you. This person discusses you a lot. That's what I'm getting to. Like, you're always being spoken about by this person. They're also speaking about like things you have. Like, for example, let's say you have a lot of shoes. Maybe they talk about how unfair it is that you have like a lot of shoes and they only have like 2 pairs. That's just an example I'm getting. Again, take it how it resonates for you, but it could be like belongings of yours, your home, something like that. A car of yours, whatever resonates. So I'm seeing the initial L, E, Y, R, B, F. So BF, boyfriend. This could have been an ex-boyfriend. I'm also getting BFFR, B for... Okay. I'm also seeing the word forever with a 4. in front of it. So maybe they could have possibly thought this connection would have lasted forever. I'm getting like one that got away energy if you were dating this person. I'm also seeing, I don't know what this is called, smoking on a pipe, like tobacco. I'm seeing that. And I'm getting a masculine energy with that. So that could be for someone. I keep getting the initial L and E. And I'm seeing the word leave. So maybe you just want this person to leave you alone. Or maybe you told this person to leave. I'm also seeing like images of this person watching you the whole time. And I see that they're very delusional. They keep a lot of secrets. That's just who they are and their character. And they're almost trying to like force their way back into your life. Or force your forgiveness in some way. Like, I see them like, how do I word this? Let's say they are planning to apologize to you, but then you don't accept the apology. Then they're like, come on, just get over it. Like, there's this energy of them wanting to try to apologize, but then if you were to maybe react in the wrong way, they would show their true intentions or true colors through their words. Do you get what I mean? I don't know how to exactly word that, but that's how it's coming through. They are threatened by your presence and your reputation. This could have even been like a frenemy. I'm also getting Libra, Scorpio, Virgo placements. And they also kind of try to bond with the listener in a way where they're like almost try to get information about you out of the listener. And this to me feels like maybe they're talking to someone you're close to, where it almost just feels like they're strategically trying to act as though they're bonding with the person so that the person talks about you. They could be speaking about you, pretending to have good intentions, pretending like, oh, I love this person so much and I miss this person so much, which they do, but it's kind of like strategic in a way to get the other person to spill the beans on you. They could also be like trying to maintain a social upper hand, trying to elevate themselves in some way. There's a lot of insecurities within them. You do intimidate them. I'm also getting, I don't know if I mentioned the initials M, C, and A. Are there any more zodiac sign spirits? And can you also show me like who they're speaking to? And any more information about this person? So they could be speaking to someone that is now I don't want to like diss this person. It's not coming, I don't want to make it come through that way. That's not my intention, but this is how the information's coming through to me. So Spirit is showing me, you know, that person that's like kind of ditzy and a little bit slow, where they're almost like an easy target to get information out of. I'm seeing like that kind of person they're speaking to, right? People that almost like wouldn't suspect a thing, if that makes sense. People that are a little bit more naive or easy to manipulate. Now, this is a different energy. They could also be trying to speak to certain family members about you. Like, let's say you had an ex from a long time ago and they are messaging your mom or something like that. Like, I'm getting a weird energy like that. I'm also getting an energy of like speaking to younger siblings about you, your younger siblings. Or something like someone close to you. That's all I'm getting. And they're coming like from this strategic intention of trying to seem like they're trying to fix things with you. Which they are trying to do, but it's strategic and intentional with the way they're coming up to the person and speaking to them. It might not even be in person, it might be over the phone too. This is a specific message for someone, but as I tap in clairvoyantly, let's say you gave this person a key to your home a long time ago. If they still have that key, get your locks changed, because I don't feel like this is for everybody, but I literally see them like having a key to your home, which is strange. And if that is the case, that is a little bit creepy and stalkerish. Not even a little bit, that's creepy. I pick up that this person that's speaking about you is coming from a very wounded place, and they've also been the type of person that's like always been handed everything to them from a young age, maybe possibly spoiled from a young age, where they don't understand consequences to their actions because nobody's ever shown them that. Like, if they had parents that were maybe like very permissive, it could have contributed to their behavior right now where they struggle to take accountability for their own actions because they've never truly been shown any kind of discipline in that sense. Now, it's not their parents' fault, but it could have contributed to how they are right now. I'm seeing the number 7. That could be significant to their age. Like, let's say they're 27, 37, 17, 47, 77. I don't know. The number 7 is just coming through. Or maybe they could be born on like the 7th or the 7th month. I'm also getting the initial O. I'm getting Sagittarius energy quite strongly, or 9th house energy. But I'm also getting Leo energy and Libra energy quite prominently. Gemini 2, Taurus, and Leo again. So I think that is all I have for you. And yeah, why they're saying this, I think, like I said, they want to get you back in their life, but they also want to avoid responsibility. And they're also just like comparing themselves, like I said before. So that is all I have for you. I really hope this was informative enough. Let me know what you thought of this reading down below in the comments. Did you figure out who this person is? Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi Pal 3, if you chose the Strawberry Obsidian Crystal and the Justice card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what is the most recent conversation someone had about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to take a look at mostly what they've said about you, who the speaker is, to who they said it to, why they said it, and also some zodiac signs and initials. So if you want to hear all that tea, make sure you stay till the end. So let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So instantly I heard don't trust him or her in this person's conversation, and splitting the deck we have the 9 of Wands here. So this person could be trying to cause drama, almost like cause problems for you, get people like on their side in some type of situation. It feels like they believe they are telling the truth. This person could have had some kind of problem or challenge with you, and it feels like they don't trust you, and now they're trying to get other people to not trust you, and they believe that they are just trying to protect themselves. So I don't know like what happened between you and this person, but that's what's coming through. I don't know if this is a smear campaign, if you actually did something to hurt this person. I don't really know. It could be different for all of you, but that's what's coming through immediately for me. So let's see what comes up in the cards. So tap me into the energy of this person speaking about Pal 3, please. Spirit guides of Pal 3. What is this most recent conversation this person has had about Pal 3? So we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Page of Swords reverse. We have the Lovers reverse. So this could even be an ex, someone you had a separation with, or it doesn't have to be romantic, but it could have been someone you were close to and had some kind of separation or falling out with. So the Lovers, you guys had love for one another, but it feels like something tore this connection apart. Because I'm literally seeing your connection in my mind's eye, and then I'm seeing like a tear between that, like it being torn apart. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Six of Swords reverse. Okay, and then at the back of the deck we have the Page of Cups. So I'm hearing them say, I thought our relationship would last longer. I thought that we would still be in each other's lives till this day. They didn't expect things to kind of blow up like this. They didn't expect the problems in your connection to be the cause of the ending of your connection, and they didn't think like things would just like abruptly change between the two of you, and they're not happy with how things have changed here. They feel very insecure about this. They're questioning their own self-worth. They're questioning why they trusted you. They're questioning like if you even liked them, if you even cared about them, because it's almost like they're venting to someone close to them. Like, let's say this is a friend, a parent, whatever. It just feels like someone close to them, and they're venting to that person and possibly even sharing emotions with that person and being like, and this is like them venting to the other person, but then they're also speaking to other people that you possibly know, trying to get those people to not trust you. Just wanted to make that clear. Anyways, they're venting to this person and saying like, yeah, I don't know if they even ever liked me, because how could they just let go of this connection so easily if they didn't truly care about me? Like, they just believe that you moved on so suddenly, that you could have worked through these issues or problems. It kind of just feels like they feel entitled to this connection. And yes, while I may have empathy for them for feeling sad about this connection abruptly ending, if you did have problems with this person and you were trying to protect your peace or just get away from the drama, that is valid. You know, as much as it hurts when someone leaves us, we are not entitled to have access to that person forever. Like, let's say I am dating someone and they fall out of love with me. Like, I'm not entitled to keep them around, even if it hurts. You know what I mean? So people can make decisions at any time to leave. And yes, while that may hurt, sometimes people have their reasons for leaving. Like, let's say you left because you were trying to protect your peace. Or let's say you tried to fix these problems with this person and you saw nothing was changing. Because the Six of Swords reverse can be about like things not changing or them not changing. Maybe you called them out on something and they refused to change their behavior. That could be a possibility. So it just seems like they don't understand the reason why you left. They feel like they never got much closure. They're kind of putting all the blame on you. Now, I don't know what your reason for leaving them was, but that's kind of what I could guess the reason would be, since I saw there was problems between the two of you. But let's say you did leave for your own reasons. They're just not understanding why you left. So that's why they're going to other people, telling them to not trust you, telling them their side of the story, but not showing your side of the story, which can complicate things and thus create more drama. It seems like this person had a lot of bad habits that they were not fixing or working through. Maybe you tried to help them change those behaviors, but they just weren't changing. Or they maybe had like certain patterns that were ingrained in them and you just didn't want to deal with that anymore. That's what I see clairvoyantly for some of you. I see rage and fury in their eyes. Like, I see someone watching you and there's an expression of rage and fury in their eyes. I also see that they want to clear things up with you, but perhaps they feel like you would ignore them or not listen to them or not want to hear anything from them. Maybe some of you blocked this person. Or maybe they actually tried to reach out and you didn't get back to them, because I'm hearing like I tried to fix things, I tried to reach out to something like that. And if it was not like after the ending of your connection, then this could have been like before things ended. Maybe they tried to like plead to you to not leave them or something and you still left anyway. It feels like they're kind of, now again, I don't know what happened between the two of you, but it feels like they're kind of coming with like this woe is me energy. And yeah, I do have empathy for this person feeling hurt. They're also not giving you a chance to show your side of the story, which is a little bit unfair in a way. They think they're being fair, they think they're being truthful. They don't even know why you left. They don't even understand that. So if they don't know your side of the story, it is a little bit unfair to tell people not to trust you. They're saying to other people that you act like you're this caring, compassionate person, but it's just an act. Like, you You seem like this innocent person, but it's just an act. You seem like this sweet person, but it's just an act. I'm hearing they said they would never leave me, but they did. Kind of like that energy coming through in their conversation. They're saying that they handled the situation more maturely than you. And then there's this kind of smirk when they say that. Like, oh yeah, I handled the situation more maturely, and then smirk. That's what I see in my mind's eye. It seems like part of them wants to fight and prolong and continue this drama. But another part of them is telling them to be passive aggressive. I don't know why. For some of you, I'm getting a specific situation in my mind's eye. You were friends with this person. There was like this friend group situation. And maybe this person like wronged you or wronged someone in the friendship group, and all these friends left this person. I'm getting a scenario like that for someone. It won't resonate with everybody. Maybe they feel abandoned by all their friends. I don't know. In terms of who this person is, I see that they could be the type of person that wears a lot of makeup, like full glam all the time. I'm picking up on mostly feminine energy, but it doesn't have to be for everyone. Yeah, because I'm seeing like a very girly girl in my mind's eye. Like wearing handbags all the time, dresses all the time, doing her nails all the time. Very girly girl. This person could be a very emotional person. They could, come to tears quite often. I'm picking up on water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but also fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, but maybe also Libra with the Justice card and Gemini with the Lovers. So someone else is telling them you didn't do anything wrong in this situation. They're almost like being comforted by this other person. And this other person, like they're speaking to, is kind of like side-eyeing you. Again, I don't know what happened between the two of you, but this is just the information I'm picking up on. I'm seeing the initial J, I. I'm seeing that this person feels very hurt. They almost feel like they've lost a part of themselves in this connection. Now I'm seeing something. I don't know how to say this in the best way, so I'm just gonna say it. This person could be like always popping pills. I see that in my mind's eye. Or maybe they could be taking medication for something. For some of you, they could play the guitar. They could have longer lashes naturally. If this was like a romantic connection, they could have wanted to propose to you, because I'm seeing like a ring in my mind's eye and that box that you put the ring in. Or they could have like seen a future with you and be talking about that even if there was no ring that they bought. Something could have happened around like some kind of birthday, because I'm seeing a birthday cake now. So like maybe some kind of drama could have happened on some birthday or near a birthday. This person could be spiritual for some of you, because I see like someone cleansing their home with, I think it's Palo Santo. I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. This person also believes they are completely innocent in the situation and that they did nothing wrong. For some of you, they could have a baby, like an infant, or they could really want children. They could also work retail for some of you. And they have a very soft personality, very easily hurt. There could be like some kind of addictions or vices here as well. I keep seeing, let's just say substances in my mind's eye. And if it's not like addictions to substances, then maybe they felt like they were addicted to you or something. They could also, this is really specific, but they could also have a home that has color schemes that are darker colors. Almost like, I'm trying to remember the exact word for this home aesthetic. Like very modern. I think it's called mid-century something. Mid-century modern. I could be wrong about like the exact wording, but I'm seeing like that kind of aesthetic in the home. Is there anything else they're saying about Pal 3, Spirit? They're saying that they gave a lot to you and that you just took advantage of it and that you didn't appreciate what they've given you. They're saying very petty things that shouldn't be said. Like, I don't want to say this on YouTube. If you are particularly sensitive, then you can skip over this part. Because I know some people will comment like, oh, I want to hear the mean negative things, so I'm just going to say it. You know, like when someone insults you and they're like, oh, your mom should have worn a condom or something like that. Like, I'm seeing that type of energy. Of them like sneak dissing you, being very petty with their words, stuff like that. They're kind of going down this whole rabbit hole, constantly talking about you. That's basically all I see about what they're saying. Is there anything else about like who this person is and who they're talking to, Spirit? And then why they're doing it? I said that they're mad about like how things ended and they're still like hurt over this. So they will basically talk to anybody that will listen. That's basically what I'm picking up on. So they could be like speaking to many different people about you. And then more on who this person is, they could have a playful or childlike side to them. You could have like spoke to this person on the phone all the time, like on calls. Could have been on FaceTime with them all the time. They could be someone that loves nature and cooking. I keep seeing images of babies in my mind's eye, so this person could have a baby, like I said before. And they could also be very family orientated. They could believe in like peace, keeping the peace, but in this case, they're being very petty. And they could love McDonald's because I'm seeing like a McFlurry in my mind's eye. Now, this is not me trying to be mean to them. This is just what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. They could be the type of person that like grows hair very easily. Like, let's say hair on their arm or legs like grows very quickly. And they could be the type to like offer people things, and then when people don't take their offer, they get angry. That's also what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Are there any more initials about who's speaking? Spirit or zodiac signs? I did mention a few zodiacs. Yeah, I see a lot of gossip. I'm seeing the initial A, J, K, H, and F. This person could wear a lot of perfume. They could smoke. And they could like to be the center of attention. I'm getting a very investigative energy from them. So they could also have Scorpio placements. Because I know a lot of Scorpio placements are like very good at finding information out, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah, I'm picking up on Libra energy strongly as well. So that is all I have for you. I really hope this was informative enough. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. Did you figure out who this person is? What did you think of the reading? Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.